Brate, ovo ti je e-futbal, odnosno PES što je bio preko Sonija. Ne, brate. Nije davno bio update. Sony 5, ali igram verziju za PlayStation 4. Gde si, Slavić, brate, dobrodošao?
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the fans of the pitch are raring to go. It is vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. You can see we've already started here. Well, we're in the presence of a true great of Italian football. You're talking Bergami? Yeah, he can perform anywhere across the back four. But thanks to his discipline, he makes it all look seamless. Incredibly dogged in the turn. Botafogo win the corner. There first. And it's been taken short. Did well to stay calm there. And now they can spring out of defence. Somewhat off target. It's a searching pass. It's a nicely shaped ball. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. On the throw. And it's a lofted throw in. Abracadabra. Right time. Excellent interception. Tries to play it through. That's been intercepted. The side especially adventurous early on. Played into space. That has been cut short. Can they get him away? The feels the most
Ja, už sa vaše igram.
Beckenbauer has Phillips. That has been slung wide. Beyond. Vicious ball here. It's beautifully weighted. Cassius fakes. For a moment we felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. It's run loose here. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Thinks about the shot. Stick it up in no man's land. Shoot! Maltini. So we're still where we started right now. And that interception was most necessary. That was well played, well stopped. It feels... Now it's Ibrahimovic. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. The ball, good take.
Brate, ja mislim da se isplati. Ako dođu u situaciju da šutne, to je gol. Hey CVS, welcome mate, I'm very fine. How about you?
Ibrahimovic really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled. Takes out brilliantly. right, more space. It could scarcely have been more straightforward.
Ali jedina mana je što je veliki boks od 250 igrača.
So we have our breakthrough. Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and why there's never a good time to be caught out. I definitely don't want it to be now. That is as far as they're going to go. There's a lot to the possibilities, but it's fruitless. Vinicius Junior takes a look up. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Roberto Carlos. That pass is the best. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks.
Pojma nemam, brat. Nisam fan Barse, tako da mogu da ubacuju šta god.
Well, he's clearly one of those moves. Perhaps a little too much for himself then. It's their second corner of the game. Beckenbauer plays it short. Swings it in front.
Evo vidiš Ibru, brate, i glava i noga i nije ni spor. I okretanje, baš je dobro.
There's almost a sense of beauty to this. He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehand behind that one. That's a low goal. Now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead. You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it. Now they have it. Well, you can't say now that he hasn't been warned. Well, I think the referee would have told him to rein it in or suffer the consequences. That pass just didn't quite work. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Cuts it out. De Jong. Oh, a bust challenge. Breaker. There's a sharp little ball here. Great ball if he can get there. He's beaten the Chinese. He scored. And right on half-time. That is telling.
Nice. Most likely. Ne znam šta ti kažem, brate, Paša. Dobar je Rumeni, nema priče.
Try to get another now and establish that 2-goal cushion early in the second half. Botafogo are up by the own goal in 3. Just about shading things at the break. The action is back on the way. Reception was positioning was splutter. Lovely pass, but can he get there? No, that was never going to make it. Ambrosini could move up a gear here. Played back in. Garfiga puts across him. Cassius deals with that nice and simple. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Right card, it's a foot in here. It's Basher. Ambrosini knocks it into space. It's Basher. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. That's good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of some danger that was growing. De Jong. Now it's Osimhen. And the shot's on him. Oh, that's a waste. Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition.
Pa rumeni GT je brži od Mbappea.
Every chance they get.
Čak mogu da mu stavim speed 103, ja mislim. Samo sam bolje balansirao. Jedno vreme bi on bio 103, a Bale 104 speed. A meni Mbappe ne igra. Ne mogu da ga smislim koliko je loš u igrici. Ili ja jednostavno ne umem se njim, ne znam.
Beckenbauer moves short. Toss it up right and big. Right feet in right. That's a photo in the fourth quarter. Don't is there, and he can get that clear. This is correct. Nice interception, well timed. Serbia are looking to go forward now. Abracini. De Jong does really well there, strong defending. Good ball over the top. Cassius couldn't get it clear. Well seen, saw that coming. He read that really well and stopped it. It's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. That's been cut out, well played. Right cut. Was intervened well there. Beckenbauer. Looking to play it in. Serbia can't breathe again, just. Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. By the way, still a bit of a concern. Bullet, unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Yes, great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Into the last quarter of an hour. Rummenigge. Vinicius Junior. I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it. And that's put things to a promising move. And that's well spotted. De Jong. It's De Jong.
Kako ću ja kiksam ovu partiju, ja se zabavam.
Nicely weighted ball. And the shot! Beckenbauer. Vinicius Junior. Osimhen showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but quite sure. It's not better. Looking for options for movement. Serbia really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward. Give themselves a chance to level. This is brilliant. Oh, that's horribly mistimed. It's given penalty. Botafogo, the clock ticking away, have a chance to change the whole picture.
I meni je igrao jedno vreme. Da, ovo je isto mnogo dobar.
Looking to stare down to unsettle the taker.
Poslednjih 22 penala sam promašio za redom. 22 penala sam promašio za redom, brojim.
Plays it across. He's heaved it away. Lots of moments now. Oh, he's been caught on it here. 2 minutes to be added on. Ibrahimovic. That's a decent ball. Bale, it's flagged offside.
Van Bastena sam konvertovao u trenera inače. To smeće sa onolikim finishingom je prodavalo više nego bilo ko. Pozdrav Emile Doroševac.
For both sets of fans, a truly emotional roller coaster that. You look back on the game then, Jim. This was all about tactics, Peter.
Znači, konvertovao sam ga sa zadovoljstvom. Izbagovan je onaj Isak, novi. Ima i onaj momentum dribbling. Jebem li ga, brate. Pre su bili dobri treneri, sad sve mora se plati. Trener dosta znači, treba da... Ovaj Hansi Flick ti nije loš ako sad. Ako baš nemaš trenera. Gde si pošla? Nazad. Ja imam Kapela, brate, ali nešto mi ne leži. Mnogo volim ovog Inzagija zato što isto long ball kanter, nije 89, 88 je, ali ima finishing i speed daje igračima. Što je mnogo dobro. Nijedan trener nema to. Bre, ti si dobar. Ljudi bacaju po 5-6 hiljada evra.
Buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The support is in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So it's down to business here. Well, if you're looking for a match winner down there, Peter, we can't ignore Gabriel Batistuta, or Batigol, as he's become known. Nobody would ignore him. He has all the attributes, Peter, and the list is too long for me to mention now. I'll settle on Leaford. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Oh, what has happened here? It's another goal! Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt. Here we are, early stages. Still full. It looks hungry for more. That is so good. Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish. Oh, what a finish. I mean, an instinctive finish at that. He probably didn't even have time to think about it too much. So, a breakthrough already. Well seen. Saw that coming. That was well played. Well stopped. He can run onto that. And he's on his way. Cafu clears. Smartly reclaimed. And he's searching through. So just a one early goal to report so far. 1-0 Bristol. He's in a good position here. Oh, right.
Šta na loptu je bilo, bre?
Oh, that's horribly mistimed. It's given penalty.
Ne zajebavaj, bre.
Huge moment in the context of the game. This then to draw level.
Gabriel Batistuta, šta vozi Batistuta? Ništa.
The keeper commit early, set himself up for quite a comfortable finish. Samson Small, that may equalise that, and we have the shots. Who's going to be first to this? Oh, lovely feeding is such a good and the finish. Goal! That's a double! And they've been themselves in front.
A, dobro.
A finish of great intelligence. He just understood and he executed so smoothly. Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in the back of the net thereafter. Botafogo get themselves into the lead. Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance. Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, especially the ref. Oh, that is just a piece of art. A finish of true class. A quite incredible spell. They are stunning. Well, that was wonderful in every regard. Vision, concept, considerable accuracy. Well, he made it look effortless, clearly a training ground perfectionist. Botafogo moved two up and into a position of real strength. Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here. And that interception was most necessary. He read that really well and stopped it. And here's Follett. This looks promising. Oh, that's Reed. That's great positioning. So good from him. Roll.
Sextole.
Pedestrian in possession and carrying almost both weapons comfortably. And here's the chance to counter. Beckenbauer wins the duel this time. Bale. Here's Ibracadabra. assistant referee kindly gives him offside.
Ne mjesto.
Well, that's well done, really robust. It's a good challenge. Phillips, let's give away a free kick. And he is going
Ne znam, brate. Gde si, Bredi, dobrodošao. Čiji stvar, brate, nego ajde.
And the shot's on here. He's had a shot. Just cruising. They are cruising. Right now. They're the best. Now, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will stick. Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball, that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error. And that means just one thing. Match ball. This is frightening football. He has... It's bad! Well, that's a sign that he clearly feels the need to take it upon himself to try and get his side back into this. This is Batistuta. There's a fine ball. Played it low. Ibracadabra is onto it in a flash. And Wilson. Rummenigge. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Locked away. Fits. Just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. bring it on. Expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Colour and passion just oozing from the start.
Pa Casillas onako rrti. Ima kad izdominira, ima kad kiksne, baš mi je onako, ali nije loš, nije loš. Skida nekad sve i svašta. Ništa znatno bolji od Čeha kog sam imao pre. Nego ne znam koga sam jurio u tom peku pa sam dobio njega, inače njega nisam teo jurio.
Much player, all of football in so many ways. His development really seats. Cleared without complication. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Rummenigge, good strong midfield running here. Saves to Simmons. Some decent clearance. Nice looking ball. That was not gone well.
Nisam ga vidio, jebem ti, čekaj me aparat.
Very neat. It's found the way through. Here's Harrison. With speed from back to front. Marquinhos gets a foot in here. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim? Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative. I would say both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here. So a sharp bit of ball here. Great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. It's Ibrahimovic.
It's Ibrahimovic!
Botafogo have tied themselves in front. Yeah, it's rare that one is enough for a future. I get the feeling that we wanted another as soon as possible. Ibrahimovic. Almost got every there, but then just eked out the route to get the shot in. In this studio, the specialist in tearing teams apart. Features it often, and taking charging forward, the ball at his feet. Ibracadabra. Botafogo, third spell right now, and leading. Yes, it's a momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal. Welcome to reality of modern football, Peter. You get press from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment. 2 balls on the day, and he may not yet be done. So that's 2 now without reply. Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Let's put it. Oh, that was vital. Fonte. Bingo. Roberto Carlos gets over and intercepts. Botafogo do have a chance to counter here. This is the go back. Oh, it's been tough. Bingo. Good looking ball. Over to the left. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Great vision. He is through here. The defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. The message is clear. None shall pass. That's a photo heading towards the half-time break. Commit very much in their sails. And he's searching. Forte. Nicely aimed pass. Beckenbauer. They're urging him to shoot. Fernando Torres. The most accurate pass. Let's put it. Vinicius Junior. This is Ibrahimovic. Great ball. Marquinhos eases the ball away from him. Ibrahimovic showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. There's a man adored by many, even deified by some. It's a sharp tackle. There's apparently nothing wrong with it. Goes for a shot! But the finish certainly didn't match the build-up. Almost the perfect move. Almost. The finish just wasn't quite at the same level. And this is Pollard. Rips it up, he goes!
178 od 250.
Very nearly changed the complexion of this game completely. It's the first half compared with your expectation. But the Boga really did kick on after getting that first goal. Could they have got another one and killed the game off completely? Possibly. But as long as they can keep up the intensity, maintain the purpose levels, I think they'll get another chance soon enough. Off the Bogo, go in at half-time on a comfortable 2-goal cushion.
Pozdrav, Pa ne znam, brate, ja ne igram s kapelom. Meni na kraju najbolje leži ovaj Brain Zagdin stari.
Here we go again. Let's see. Well, they put it back in a hurry. Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack. Composed, confident. What a super goal. Well, he's a defender's nightmare. He tried to send it one way, and he just slips the other. A case now of complete control. Vinicius Junior is being distributed to all of them from the what a try! What extraordinary! They're quite good off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team knows how to counter, and they'll be looking to do every chance they get. Phillips. This might start to be trouble. Well to reverse with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Let's pull it. Let's pull it. Japan appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time. Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're saying, shoot! It's a loose ball. Figo. This is Kante. Threads one in. Look at this. Loose ball now. There's a chase on to retrieve it. I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owns the big time there. It's lucky his mate was wide awake to them. Big chase! Just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, football is, of course,
Ziomajce.
absolutely just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. The mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. There's the whistle, and here we go. Much of there's very little room for debate when it comes to Andrea Pirlo's legacy in the game of football. He made that deep-lying creative position his own. Although I believe it was something that happened almost by accident. Pretty happy accident. Yeah, it seems he started out as a number 10, but he didn't have the necessary pace or physicality, so he just dropped deeper. Now his game is all about stepping up at the right time, taking the most perfectly measured through balls, and he's nailed it. And here's Zico, Shevchenko,
Brate moj. Svi spaza kontru i ništa ovdje.
well then, held his run enough to ensure he didn't spin offside. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces. Cavani with the clearance. And now they could spring out of defence.
Mada. Mada, ne mogu. Da se skupim jebate.
Really, really part of the match, Jim. But neither side has really grabbed the initiative. I would say both must have come in with a view of not making any right mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here. So what can they make of this? It's Vigo. Vigo not one to lose out here, not against this opponent. They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time. Brilliant.
Ibracadabra.
Momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal. The exhibition just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing team. Made things quite comfortable for them. Barcelona are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. And the counter-attack is on for Barcelona. Vigo. Pirlo. This is Pirlo. He shoots it to it. He's Vigo. And game of throws. With the blinking well, going behind simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less. A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it. And that's just clever. Made the keeper think he was going one way, only to have function by going the other. Very nice.
Tako je bre.
It all the way, and the finish was utter. So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and led it perfectly. Botafogo get themselves into the lead. Nicely shaped ball. That's good pass out, well played. And that is as far as they're going to go. And here's the chance to counter. That's been intercepted. He read that really well and stopped it. Searching pass is played there. So, a retreat for the time being. Looking for the run. That's a dangerous ball. Ibracadabra, it's in the way, and it's gone behind.
A šta Rijkaard ti trener?
Ibracadabra with the short one. Got it. Barcelona have the chance to go the other way.
Ah!
And that's for behind for the goalkeeper. started here. West waiting for. Now this could be a chance. That's just playing it safe and simple. That's good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of some danger that was growing. Beckenbauer, Botafogo, heading towards the half-time break. Not very much in their sails. He's through here. Nice interception, well timed.
Avrei sposto in merda.
Just too big. Could really have done without that. Well, I think that might well put him off watching tonight's highlights. Zico.
Ma, brate, ovo da mi je dao jebkaš. Samo jednu malu taktičku izmenu da napravimo. Ko? Trebalo bi da urodi plodom.
Barcelona have their second corner now.
Sreće.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. And now a sudden chance to counter. He is through here. Vinicius Junior. That should get the job done. He does have an assist to his name. It's a decent chance to counter-attack. But it's really struggling to influence the game. But with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. Saves the sides.
Idemo bre.
What it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength. Force the error and extracting the maximum punishment. Now, a little more decisiveness on the ball, that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, the first 45 minutes. But the further are two on the balance of things, I would say, deservedly so. They had a very good game plan. If they were allowed to continue in the same vein, I can only see the margin getting bigger. Botafogo head in for half-time with a 3-1 lead. That's the start of another 45 minutes. Let's fill it. Once more, proves rigid and robust. Not a lot more he can do there. Driving through the middle.
Ajde bre, Padovićev.
Just tells him to get back again. Let's fill it.
Pa dao sam dole bre Viniju jebote.
The pass with an intelligent look, but the pass mislack makes. And here's Hullet. Stood up well to there. Hullet unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Beckenbauer. And then Wilson. Rummenigge. The shots. They need to play this quicker in transitions like this. It's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Oh, it's a key interception. Quality ball. Barcelona appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time. But it's signalling to the opposition.
Šta je penal?
Shows them for the counter-attack. It's simple.
Igrice jedno smeće raspalo.
to chip it through. Now it's Nakata. There's Phillips. And he's managed to get free. Good take of
Ma vrate, kakvo smeće! Kakvo smeće, kurvino!
It's wonderful vision to see the movement ahead. How about the weight of that pass? Ideal. Barcelona put themselves back into contention. Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back. That is one way to stop him. It's a sharp little ball here.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that tackle.
C'è città comando bello.
Roberto Carlos stops
Vaja, to je to. Sad ću izgubim ovo smeće od igrice. Vidi ga bre, gdje prolazi ovaj retard bre. Čupavi italijanski bre, mamu mu jebem.
Barcelona really are going for it, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort. This one clear. Bolton behind. Botafogo contemplating their next change here. Gets across to intercept that. Knocks it into space.
Brate. Kako navlači smeće japansko, nije mi čist penal dalo za čistu utakmicu. Svaki put mi ovaj debil izvuko remi. Kad god smo igrali. Svaki put mi izvuko remi.
Making a change after this, just one opportunity to do so. Let's fill it. Might be danger here. Turan gets it away. But this is not bastard. It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Neymar does really well there. He is strong. Choice. Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you. Cannavaro demonstrating his defensive quality there. Proving pass. Nicely aimed pass. Pereira. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Botafogo even finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle. Let's put it. That's a cute ball. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Not much time now. Anything fresh.
Kako je primaš.
Let's put it. Let's put it. And this is bad bastard. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing.
Jebem li ti smeće od igrice.
Playing their part in a great game of football, a real ride that had all of it.
Bože, šta nije penal? Šta nije penal? Znači, majko mila. Strašno. Pozdrav, Dragiša, dobrodošao.
Just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. Does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim. Yeah, and the two wide players up front can make the system pretty much succeed or fail. They'll be quite flexible. Big chance! That's close. Oh, he's been caught napping. There's the delivery.
He's been caught napping!
Gives it away. Look at the Ibracadabra.
Ibrahimović!
And he was there to get a vital touch.
Dobro, upalio golman, nisam očekio.
With their first corner, the first
Botafogo.
actually. Ibracadabra moves short. The legs to the fish.
Uff! Uff, 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 uff.
And it's Alexander Arnold.
Alexander Arnold.
Vinicius Junior will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Ronaldinho, the man who you could say was the man once upon a time. Yeah, certainly wasn't roses. So much games where his magic just shone. Of course, there was that really
Isto ne poje.
the most dominant performance.
Ljudi ste živi bre, šta ćutite bre, ajde malo chat ovo ono.
Described as showing no guts and no attitude, but I think that's harsh. I think we've got to focus on simply too good on that day. Nobody, I say nobody would have fared any better. Yeah, has got the wrong side of the referee and put himself a yellow card for his troubles. You just can't argue with the referee there, Peter. He spelled it out for him earlier.
Ne staj bre gulit, brate.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this. Cannavaro gets across to intercept that.
Kako loša odluka.
Whether they've been allowed to set the standards or not, they're setting them, and the goal has to follow. That tackle was certainly sturdy.
Rešio sam ja tamo da je, daj mi to je. Ovo je samo sreća bilo.
Beckenbauer. This is Ibrahimović. Stands tall, impenetrable. It's a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Played out wide, and that's been intercepted. He read that really well and stopped it. Sergio, what are you thinking? Botafogo are definitely started much stronger. They're far more...
Šta ja radim?
Yes, great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And this is Cruyff. Cruyff proves just a little bit too strong. It's Ronaldinho. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising.
Nema šanse da ovo prođe, pored Tirana.
And that would be the last, they'll think, and the keeper's kicked it away. Tries to cross.
Ma ne! Mnogo se drkam. Mora dan gol, mora dan gol.
Which was exactly what the situation required. Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Botafogo looking to pass their way through. Vinicius Junior, he's managed to get in this side.
Ma Vini!
It's quite fabulous. All is over. Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite. Botafogo have fired themselves in front. Yeah, just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip. Ronaldinho. Facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. It's the cross in and clearance out. Two sides separated by the game's only...
Nema šanse Ibra da dostigne.
1-0 the score.
Kad je ovaj batica, tu nema vitruglovi.
A little bit short there.
Mora mnogo da ne znaš da ispadneš s ovim tiranom.
Now they have to quickly regroup. And here's Bale. Lovely pass, but can he get there? But Nielsen. What's a photo? Oh, one up and looking surprisingly comfortable. Rui Costa. It's Rui Costa. That's gone loose. That's it's desperate to get a distortion. And this time, Fenerbahce really can't be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though. Vinicius Junior, passing nice and neat.
Nice and neat.
Such a pass he's played there. Deception, his positioning was spot on. It's Ronaldinho. Oh, good read. That's great positioning. So good from him. Bale. The message is clear. None shall pass. Beckenbauer. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Alexander Arnold. Deftly away. And that'll be the last act of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on afterwards. The whole team, they've done very well. It has been organised. It's their position. They can afford to be a little brave with the ball, I think. Something they'll be many times, I'm sure, during the interval. Botafogo have played well here and they have the all-important lead. It's 1-0. And the second half gets underway. Botafogo really need to go and grab another goal now, Peter, if they're going to go on and secure this. Back in possession and ready to go again. Bullet. And Nielsen.
Starai.
The door in the faces of the opposition. Lovely. Especially good pass that. And that is exemplary defending. Well, what can you say about that? Just about everything was stacked against him, and he still came through. He's 1-on-1! Can he finish? He's got a goal! You don't keep those out. He knew. He just knew. Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter. Well, many might have just lashed out at him. He took his time and he put it where very few can. So that's 2 now without reply. Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off? There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Winning running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Here's found the way through. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender though who was ever so determined. Oh, can he get onto this? That's another good win of the ball. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Great ball and he's in here. Now that is a hefty challenge. Botafogo have their second corner now.
Ovaj daš?
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set.
Ne znam šta je sa šipkom, nešto ne streamuje više.
Brilliant, Maverick. Just fit him to go on and on. The question to everyone else, including us, just the supporting cast. That you will always take. And show, black and field. Not argue. Now, there's got space here. That's positional goal, utilization of space. Let's make sure that's not getting through. That's been intercepted. That was well played. Well stopped. Ibracadabra. Beckenbauer. Little pass back. There's nobody else to help her. Good. Full interception. Ronaldinho. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. It's been a rather gentle affair so far. Pullets. has happened here. He certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. That's good defending. He squeezed the play and gave no chance to get on the turn. No, he's not getting his way this time. Just to go back, and it's contact. Looking for options for movements. Can he finish? It's Evans. Who's going to get there?
Pa i nema mnogo Marconi, brate. Ne mogu da pređem 1000 sabova nikako, brate.
With their first corner, the first of the game for either side.
Scan. On ima više dosta, ali on i duže streamuje.
Chance to go the other way. Rudiger flips into space. Cannavaro keeps his eye on it, and it's there. Conte. That's gone loose.
Ali ovo kako me nervira, znači...
Botafogo hits the head and a tip-top ball. The Whistler's gone for a reckless challenge there. He's going into that little black book. Averted for now. Rudiger gets flagged offside. Well, that was well positioned and well pitched. They can hurt with their backs to goal. Bale cuts it out. Ronaldinho. Now it's Messi. Out to the right. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. It's headed upfield. Nicely weighted ball. Well, this is a great position. But it's a threat to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. It's a sharp little ball here. He has found the way through. That has sent him sprawling. And he's going to be pulled back for that one. Pass. There's a space ahead of him. Now the delivery. Cannavaro clears. Barcelona clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, and it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it? Well, it is, and it's always a pleasure for me to see a team with the ball in certain fashion like this. But you know what's coming next, Peter. It has to be with a mean cutting edge. Berg. Right side, giving way, but has been tight. That's really good empty, Peter. The way they defend from the front. Barcelona finding their passes. Can never be short of runners in the space, as long as the space left behind is filled. Vinicius Junior, a pretty loose pass, and that's contained to a promising move.
Na kraju će da ubode jedno ovako i to je to. To je to. Od ovakvih nubova se gubi partije. Od ovakvih nubara se gube partije. Ništa nije odigrao i sad će igrica zatvori i to je to. To je to.
Scrap whatever they had in mind for the halftime team talks. One has got to tone it up now, and the other has to tone it down. Petri.
Gledaj ga klošar. Ajde, ubaci još jednom. Za malo. Au, brate, slatki. Jedan šut ima čovjek na gol. Ja nemam ni jedan jebot. Kuku.
Points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer. Things going for the second half. Ibracadabra really need to bring up their intensity a bit of a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything. Vinicius Junior. Oh, that's wonderful awareness. That is a little undercut. Now it's brilliant. Botafogo do appear to have made a half-time change. Well, I think this is probably a good time, Peter, to make a change. Perhaps a decent goal. Something off top.
Bravo za pas, jebem li ti mater u pičku. Bože dragi, šta čovjek igra. Strašno. Daj, brate, pusti me da odigram nešto igrice, šta ti je, si normalna. Ma ne, brate. Sve samo igra. Sve samo. Ma nisam tu dodao, brate moj. Meni je smiješno, brate, šta mi radi igrica.
Stats are pretty telling here. It's hard to argue with the scoreline when you carry so little threat.
Mada! Uf, jebem li ti skript u pičku.
Demonstrating his defensive quality there. Ibrahimovic himself offside. Barcelona clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence. A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal. Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce. They were clinical when the opportunity presented itself. And that has added a whole new complexion to the game. Botafogo really can't sense it now. This game is theirs to win. They just need to step it up and force the issue. Now it's Ibrahimovic.
Ma dođi, bre.
But they all count. Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings. It's inspired substitution. So written move by the boss. I think the manager's claiming an assist here. So we have a breakthrough. Now, how will things develop from here? Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them. It's in the middle.
Uf. Zlatan Ibrahimović. Pa ne može cijelu utakmicu da igra sama odbrana, brate, ne može. Ne biva.
Two up and very little time left. Surely this is it. Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that. Cannavaro does well to get it back, and they get him away. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Messi. Yeah. Pele. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Messi. And we're done. So the winners punish the belligerent after a remarkable collective effort. Fall behind they may have done, but they were having none of that. Bullet voted man of the match, and deservedly so. The end of the game. Reflections. What a game. What a show of character. It wasn't looking good at one stage. It was quite flat the first 45 minutes. But that's how you turn things around. You get a purpose in your game, and you go for it. Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
Mamma mia. Jaj, brate, kole. Desno, to je moja leva strana.
Toga što neće da trpi ovdje terorisanje, maltretiranje i da ga neko opaljuje u glavu na skalu. To je ono što je Filip rekao. Sad tako to nešto
The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. This certainly matters. The mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. Well, off we go then. Well, there's one man here who stands head and shoulders above the rest in just about every aspect of the game. He's, of course, Jim, the great power. Yeah, I feel like bowing here because it's him. He's simply the greatest of them all, the inspiration for so many top-class defenders. Ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with.
A što je tu nisam primio, nego sam prokockao ovakvu šansu?
Someone has stood right here. They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very clear. And that interception was most necessary. He read that really well and stopped it. Hurts put it.
Bravo, Lan.
Forces him off the ball. Bob running with the ball. Nicely waiting ball. And he's managed to get free. Determined running there, but not back by the defence. Oh, look, his determination needed to be greater than the obstacle he was faced with, and it wasn't. Ibracadabra! That's a race for the ball. Now it's Platini. They've got to be quick moving this forward. And he's left his man there. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Really running on one side. But it's Platini. Good first touch. Almost as good as second. The technical control was exquisite. The pummeled attempt was exasperating. That pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. That's a cute ball. No, it's just misjudged, that one. If they want to counter, they can do with more speed. Oh, he's into this. He's found the right through. This is Tony.
On je stao tu!
Backs himself every time. Challenge, and he rides to it. And it's been taken short. Just from Ibracadabra. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Maldini gets it clear. Full it. Here's Vinicius Junior. Stood up well to him there. Nice looking ball. That's clever. It's going all the way through to the keeper. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing.
Ma dai.
So we're still where we started right now. Go down to the left flank.
Vidi ga retard glupi, jebem li mu sve da mu jebem.
It might not be such a bad idea playing this short into feet. And they've got to find a way around this huge disadvantage. Cleared without hesitation.
Pare da sam stavljeno.
Which one looks who's going to get there? And he can clear it away. Sweet thing.
Šta sam skinuo, jebem li ti?
Cassius trying to keep this in. Now it's Ibrahimovic.
Ma daj, brate, ne može svako da bude jači od tebe, imaš 90 i nešto, jebeni fizikal, jebem li ti igricu u pičku.
To almost bypass midfield and get somebody quick there. No, absolutely. And the long ball is ridiculous.
Ma da.
But long passing will always have a respect, particularly when it sticks out the movement up front, of course. One time, excellent interception. And this is correct.
Ma da. Gledaj ovo, brate. Mrtva izbagovana igrica.
He's off and running. Nicely intercepted. Beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Ma nemoj da se aktiviraš ti, Bauere. Boli te kurac. Nije to tvoje mesto. Nije to tvoje mesto, pokrivaš. Jebem li ti Conan i japanski u pičku, ja ti jebem. Mrtvi. Ako od ovog kiksnem Bataljujem ovo smeće da igram i to je to.
Looking at its watch. Could be done here. Looking for a run.
To je to. To je skill. Samo ispucaj pa šta bude, bude.
His whistle for half-time.
Suck my cock.
So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. Reached the halfway point. Well, both sides have been full of effort, industry, endeavour, and the stats are screaming good things at us. So it's been a very good watch for the neutrals so far, and I'm really looking forward to what's to come in the second half. This could get unpredictable.
Da, najbolje da mi Cafu da levom R2. To je najbolje. To je najbolje.
That might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Cafu. Good work on the right flank here. Oh, Danny's asking for trouble. Ibracadabra kept his eye on it. It's a searching pass. But that was never going to make it. Good looking ball. Vinicius Junior.
A što njemu bre čovek u sredini, nemoj da me jebe igrica bre celu utakmicu. Ma ne, ovo je skriptovano na jebeno maksu. Bem ti smeće u pičku, ja ti jebem.
For the first time in the game here, there's going to be a major shift in the attack here. Well, it'll be interesting to see what system they'll be playing with now, Peter. It feels rugby pass. That's
Voilà.
That's just playing it safe and simple. Now it's play. Read the game. Just. Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the
Bem li ti tvoj način igranja. Nuberski. Ma neće se okrene mrtvo smeće bre. Kako da pretrče. Ma ne, neverovatno.
Shows great strength. The ball looks a good one. That's tidy.
Mare.
Just about came out on top, but they were suddenly tested. Pretty loose pass. This is Ibracadabra. They want to make the most of this turnover. Cafu. Roberto Carlos. defences. Arsenal ball in the second half. Welcome to me. He's shifting through the gears here. Well, there's no doubt that they won't win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Neće iz prve. A-a. 90. minut, Koler mi daje gol glavom, 100%. To su te utakmice.
To recover this. The keeper has reacted superbly there. I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. Milan have their second corner now. Try to keep this alive. There he didn't quite beat it right.
Kome da ispucam loptu, jebem li ti? Brate, Van Dijka mi Pele preskoči. Ne daj Bože. Ne daj Bože šta radi igrica.
Try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Now it's Bayer in with great first for right hand. He's got away. Chile with the cross. Oh, they've got to get everyone forward.
Idem li ga mater skriptarski.
Phillips plays it short. Davids. I don't think he can that easily. Fuller. The referee's given it. That's going to be
Ma, nema ovdje vremena više ništa. Još mogu da izgubim. Čudovi. Ma ne bre, neće da odigra iz prve. Neće da odigra cijelu utakmicu iz prve. Jebenu dodaju. To je to. Rekao sam to će da bude i to se desilo. Od prvog minuta. Znači od prvog minuta, vrat. To je to. 93, produženo u 94. ga dao, da. Bravo. Bravo, Konami. Svaka čast.
Separated by the game's only really meaningful moments. Intriguing for the
33 poena. Zato što lik nikad u top 5000 nije bio, a dobija. Ovaj je rang 19. Strašno. Ovo smeće se ne igra do daljnjeg. Do daljnjeg se ne igra.